Okay. I think we're live. And we all connected? Yep. Fantastic. If you're watching this on the replay, then thank you so much for tuning in. I'm trying to dress my dude today. Been thinking quite a lot about the painting during the week. What's working and what isn't. And I will chat away as I can. Just get my picture up. Check my phone. My phone says I'm now live on your channel. Fantastic. Thank you for letting me know, YouTube. Alrighty, what are we doing here? We're going to do some moves on this shirt. So I want to fill in this section today, and I'll be using turquoise and some ultramarine and phthalo blues. We might just get some of that shadow action going on down in here. It went to there, right? And I'll be doing some pausing as I just try and get my brain into painting gear. So if I look a little hesitant to begin with, it's just switching off from the normal day-to-day and getting into painting mode. And that's kind of normal. So regular viewers who tune into the stream, just this month, just switching to later in the day. Just I've got a few things on this month. Right, let's get some bigger. We want to go bigger. And as soon as I say that, I want to go smaller. There's some shadows I want to capture. And so while I'd put down these much lighter marks to get some mapping in, I just want to also get the shadow in, because what happens is I will lose it otherwise. And I don't mean like lose my mind, I mean I will lose what I'm trying to do. And right now I'm probably losing my mind. Nope, that's pretty good. Let's blend this red. And that's going to be some skin showing underneath. And once it's had a few coats of other colours on top, you won't really see it. But that's where it's pulling on his back, so I want to... That's it, David. I want to capture that. Right. So this is I'm just going to use the wedge to get some coverage going. And the thing with painting with a wedge is you can get quite a lot of energy. It's not fantastically accurate for shapes. That's okay. And I find when doing, oh hello to the viewer, I find when doing cloth or large expanses of fabric, if you can get the flow, it's similar to doing hair actually, if you can just get the direction of where the rise and fall of the material is, then viewers' eyes will forgive a tremendous amount. And you really just want to, this is blocking in, so what's going to happen is the highs and lows of the fabric are what's going to end up being shown, but it starts with getting these just get my iron. That one, and then there's one which comes around. So he'll be picking up a tremendous amount of colour from the sky, dancing outside, which is why their skin is so yellow. Not just because I love painting people in yellow, but they've just got all the sunshine showing on them. That's what I'm after. And this is about 10 hours into this painting. Which has been mostly pan pastel. So one day, let's hope pan pastel comes back to me and says, "Oh, David, thanks for all those videos you did on our product. Here's some free pan pastels." That'd be nice. But I actually happen to really like pastel painting with them. So whether they gave me some or not, I would still use them. And I'm going to leave a lot of this. There's quite a bit there. I'm going to leave quite a bit of grey. I don't want to cover this completely up. Which was I using? Forgotten which blue I was using. All my white bits are either turquoise tint, phthalo tint, or ultramarine tint. But I also have Payne's Grey. Hello, Cindy Smith. So that's a Payne's Grey, and that's quite a good sort of substitute for white as well. Let's just put a bit down. I haven't seen you for a few days, Cindy, because I'm kind of having a time out from LinkedIn and social media in general. Well, social media. Here I am on YouTube saying I'm having a time out from social media. So that doesn't make any sense, does it? But yes, if you don't see me around, so for those who don't know, Cindy is a very friendly person on LinkedIn, and if you're looking to expand your connection list, then connect with Cindy. Just don't try and sell her Bitcoin. She hates that. I think we all hate that with a passion. Or the dating, the folks who try dating on LinkedIn, that's really unprofessional. We don't like that either. I didn't read your comment properly. Thank you for wishing me a awesome week. I nearly read weekend, but I am definitely into Monday. Monday has happened, and so far it's happened in a nice way, so we're always grateful when that happens. But yes, I thought I'd just tell Cindy why she might not be seeing me around on that other platform. So this is going to take some time to block in. So if you've got something to draw, some knitting, maybe the crossword. I recommend you crack on with that in the background, because this is quite a big chunk. In fact, this space here, just off that, is quite often the space many people do their paintings, their whole painting size. And so I've got quite a bit of coverage. I should have done some offline, but I got caught up with work this week. My day job. And so I just have not been painting. And I'm thinking, with summer coming up, in fact, spring's just started, so I'm sorry for those of you in the US who have just started the fall season. But spring has started and it's magnificent. What else can I say? The blossoms and the spring bulbs, just absolutely beautiful at the moment. Let's get some turquoise in there, because we love turquoise. So the wedge is really good for quickly filling in those spaces, otherwise you're fiddling around with a much smaller applicator, and that's fine. To use the smaller applicator, but eventually you just get impatient. I get impatient, and I'm like, oh, can I just need to get some coverage. It goes. Let's get these sort of crinkles. And what are we going to have in between them? Let's start with some grey. Yeah. So I've just finished reading a biography of a man called Terry Pratchett, and if you haven't heard of him, he's a English humorist, satirist, who wrote a series of books. Well, he wrote over 50 books in his lifetime, and probably contributed to quite a few as well. It comes over, yep, it's going to come up. Anyway, I learnt he had some interesting things to say about writing. Actually, well, that he was recorded as saying, because by the stage he was dead. He died of Alzheimer's, unfortunately. I think he died of pneumonia, but he got Alzheimer's, and that didn't help. And I noticed it in his books that they started drifting. But anyway, he was talking about how to write a book, and he said it was like going through the Misty Valley. And what he meant by that is, in a valley you've got a hill here and a hill here, and then there's the valley in between, and there was the mist. And so he knew where he was starting, and he knew where he wanted to get to. But all the stuff in between, that was the Misty Valley. And the book was, he had started his book and he knew what the destination would be. And that's the case for me with painting. I know what my destination, where I want to get to. In writing, I often don't. And I'd wondered why. I have written a book and tried a number of times to do it again, but I could never work out how's the ending supposed to be. And unfortunately, when it comes to painting, I suspect that most of the time when you're watching someone paint, you're in the Misty Valley. The artist isn't necessarily in the Misty Valley, they've got their head in the clouds. And they know where they're going. But when you're the audience, there's part of a, are we there yet? Where are you going? What are you doing? Why'd you put that colour down? There isn't always a good answer to that. Why did you put that colour down? I want this bit here to be much more yellow. That's what I wanted. And I want that bit there to be a bit darker. That's it. I'll just blend that, and it will tune into what I want it to be. Just something like that. Something. Hello, Donna. Yes, hey Donna. I loved the Discworld as well. It was just such a... Mort was a great book. Helen got me onto the Discworld series. And interestingly, I learnt that when he first started writing the Discworld series, they were serialized for now, was it a woman's magazine or was it being read? But it was predominantly for women, not for men, who were the audience. And not by his design, it was just how it worked out. And I know Helen always enjoyed very much his humour, as did I. And how are you on this Monday afternoon, Donna? I need that, and let's try just doing gentle dabs to pick up the colours I want. I'm just doing the little section in between the fingers. Here we go. Ah, Sue, fantastic. Sue, amazing. You're up early, Atsu. You are up very early. But how lovely to be chatting with you in real time. So Donna Atsu, I know from LinkedIn, and one of the nicest people you can meet on that platform. Apologies to all the other nice people on the platform, but I've known Suez for some time, and how fantastic to see you. You washed all your winter woolies, Donna. Yeah, that's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to do. Let's just put winter away, because spring is here. And I want is this blue. That's what I want. Means how do you? I'm ready to fly. So I've got a lot of coverage to do. So I hope, I said it earlier, I hope if you're watching for the day, and I've got I've got half an hour to go. I recommend doing something in the background, because this is probably A3 size. Well, it's more than A4 to cover off his back. And there's a lot of blocking in to get to where we want to, and trying to fix where we go off the rails. Heels. I'm going to go for an impression of the shirt rather than not trying to achieve accuracy. I don't want accuracy, I want it to somehow just come out of this. That's it. That's what I wanted. We're just going to use these colours to zing. That's what we want. We want some zingers. Once we get the basic shape in, we want the colour. When I say we, I'm including you in it because I'm sure you want it to be a successful painting as well. Although watching me have a meltdown on camera might be entertaining too. But what will happen is by using a whole bunch of different blues and blending them, and I can see greens coming in, and we'll build up into that. Like I see coming down in here, there's sort of some greens. So why don't I just slap some in while I'm thinking about it, and they become like just interesting little shadows. And I'm going to be going over these, so we have some other colour coming over it, but the hint of that green is going to remain. And what happens is as the colours play together, the brain sort of fills it all in and goes, oh okay, well now I can make sense of that. But it does take a bit of filling in before we get to that stage. And I've got my hero colours that I want to pull out later. And lay on top, and I find it quite hard to hold myself back from doing those hero colours early on in the piece and just waiting. Where's this one going? Came off there. What was that one? That's okay. So that just needs a shadow on the other side of it. Down into there. And his shirt. So if I just bring up the reference photo. Oh, what am I listening to? Sorry, I missed that. Donna, I'm listening to, actually I'm listening to Macy Gray right this very second. I try. But I was listening to, so I've got a Spotify playlist called Music to Paint To. And the track that I think I was singing to was Ready to Fly by Natasha Bloom, who can't really find too many of her songs online. Let me just bring up the what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to bring up the reference photo. There we go. So just transition to there. So on the reference photo, it looks quite white, doesn't it? His shirt's white. And then you go, well, what does his look like? Well, his looks blue. And there's green and red in it. And it looks a bit scraggy. And yes, it does look a bit scraggy, but we're going to do some blending, so won't worry about that. But if I was to just put white down and go, well, it's a white shirt, therefore I should put a white colour down, it would look naff. Naff is not what we want. But I'm starting to get the contrasts in of the peaks and the folds of the clothes, and that's what I'm after today, is to get that done. And sometimes it would be nice if pastels work like a brush. Don't ever make the mistake that while you've got a pan and it looks like, it is absolutely dry pigment. So the only difference between what I'm using in oil paints is that it's got oil and a different binder connected to it. It's exactly the same pigment. But it doesn't brush, and if you use a sponge, it doesn't just brush on. Not on pastel mat, it will grab it. So let's do a wee bit just to show you. I'm not making it up. So it's just grabbed it, and it's grabbed the edge, and then it pulls away. You can add a there is a product they have called Colourless Blender, which they try and make it so that it's less grabby, but I find that waxy, and I don't like it's very hard to use pastel pencil on top of. Well, that was my experience. I did a ballerina's dress, the tutu, and I was really struggling after I had, because I used the blender to get quite big swathes of the, what do you call that stuff? The tulle? Words escape me. But you know, the frothy fabric. And particularly pastel mat, it requires an enormous amount of layers before it the tooth is fulled and you get a blend going on. And I'll just get this bit in. But if you do lots of little strokes, you can get a bit of a blend going. But it's not, and other pastels you can use your finger and they've got much more, much thicker. So the pan pastels are very, very fine, and I don't use my fingers at all for blending pan pastel. You don't need to. So we've got that line there. It goes onto the line there. Let's just put one in. There you go. That's what I want. Yep, that's what we want to do. Just get that muscle full of the fabric. Quite like the blues. Yes. Natasha Bloom is a bit bluesy. I really like her stuff, Donna. Oh, there might be a couple of songs I won't listen to. Get that a bit more purpley. It's getting quite warm actually. I'm starting to feel warm. I'm wondering if I can open the garage doors over summer. Whether that's going to be a problem for me to paint. Hopefully we're not going to have a windy summer. Alrighty, now we've got some base colours down, we can start getting some other shades going on. Of course, the more I look at the shirt, the more I see other colours in those, in that white, and the white of his shirt, which is becoming blue. It's quite fascinating that I use blues for both black, doing black here, and I use it for whites. But that probably makes sense because there's a lot of blue light. I want to get some more yellows in there. So when do you, hello Salima. Oh, you like the place, you're talking about the painting. Silly me, Donna. Fantastic. Hello Salima. How lovely to see you. I hope you're doing well. And drops fell. Silence. I'm listening to that guy from, where is he from? Disturbia? Is that it? Disturbed. He sings The Sound of Silence. My wife got me onto him. It's the only song I listen to of his, and he just sings it so amazingly. I think they're some sort of metal group. Forgive my ignorance to those who know better. But he sings it the way Paul Simon should have. Okay, let's get that turquoise going. How many paintings are ready for the exhibition? I think, Salima, this is number 10 or 11. I've just collected the other day 6 more, well, it was one's for home, 5 more frames, and I've got one sitting over there, and there's 2 I know that need to be framed, 3. So I've got 6 done, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think this might be the last one that I need to do, Salima. So I'm doing a portrait after this. And someone I knew, I was looking for a new model, and to do something just a little different from the dancers, but not that different, because I just like painting people. I like the emotion of people. What's going on here? Okay, sorry, let me just work out where I'm just got a little lost. That's why I try and have quite dark marks to begin with. So that came down, and then there's one which needs to go around there. Right, where was I? Yeah, so I'm going to do a portrait next, and I'm quite excited to do that one. Now, I need to, so that might sort me out for the exhibition. I'll get them framed up, and then I'll do another count, but I'm pretty sure I'm at the stage where does that go? That goes to there. That sort of swings. Didn't get that quite right. I just had Joan Jett blasting in my ears, and she loves rock and roll. Which is great, but sometimes it doesn't help my concentration. There we go. Something like that. It'll come right. Just be patient, David. You're in the Misty Valley. So Donna, I don't know if you caught it, but I did that quote from Terry Pratchett where he talked about being in the Misty Valley. Writing was being in the Misty Valley. He had on the other side of the valley, the other hill, he knew his destination, but to get there he had to go through the valley. And at the moment, that's where I am. I'm in the mist part. I'm just trying to go, yeah, where are we going again? Are we there yet? And we're not there yet, but we're getting there. I just want to get some energy. Going. Right, starting to get over. Got 8 minutes, which is just as well because I am almost over doing the shirt today. So much. There's only so much. There was this. I watched the editing of Lord of the Rings. And there was this ride of horses, and the editor had hours and hours and hours of these horses he had to edit. Which he went home to Sydney for a weekend. He just said there were too many horses. Couldn't cope with it. And I'm feeling a little bit that way with this shirt. It's just so much shirt. It's too much shirt. But let's not start something we can't finish. Oh. Let me just catch up on some comments. How long will it take for you now to be fully ready for the exhibition? So what I need to do, it's not just the painting and the framing. I then need to create a catalogue and a description of each painting. And so there's some creative writing I need to do, Salima. But if you're looking for a percentage, I'm must be 70% there. Certainly work-wise, painting-wise, probably 80% for the painting. But excuse me. But there's other bits that I haven't sorted out, plus pricing. I have to work out what each painting's, you know, what do I want to sell them for? Are there some that I'm not going to sell? I've been watching some YouTubes on art shows and gallery exhibitions, and surprising, there's, like with anything, there's a backstory, right? And we often don't see the backstory of how much work goes into something. Like, you know, you sit down and your mum's made you dinner, and you gobble it up, and she looks at you and you go, what? And she's like, I just spent, you know, X number of hours putting this together, and you could at least tell me how delicious it was. We just don't know how much work goes into some things. And I suspect there's a lot I don't know about exhibiting, that it'll be a learning curve. But, you know, it's very nice to be able to have that learning curve available. You know, I'm grateful to the council for saying yes to letting me exhibit in their building. Well, we're not done with the shirt. I kind of thought, I imagined in my head today, you know what, I'll just knock that shirt off. I mean, how hard is it? It's just a bunch of stuff. Let me step back and have a look. Oh, it's coming together. It's blocked in. It's blocked in, and now it needs a second coat, and then it needs so it's 50% done, because I like to give Salima percentages. So the shirt, oh, that's the last one of that. Fantastic. The shirt is 50% done, and what needs to happen now is, whoops, darn it, let's get that. What needs to happen now is there's the second coat will not just fill in the gaps, but tone down these edges, and then I get my hero colours out, which I want it to punch. And there's bits in this sleeve here, I don't want to get too carried away. This is going to be quite hopefully it won't change too much from this. There'll be some blending so it makes more sense, and that will make more sense with this arm later on. And then once his shirt's done, I might do a little bit more on his here, and then we're onto the hero colours for the skin to make it pop. That's what I'm after. We want to make it pop. So, Salima and Donna, thank you very much for chatting away with me. It's lovely to have you here, and I will be streaming again later, but not today. I'm done today. So until next time,